Hey guys, MWUSA Season 5, Episode 170. We are just going to pick up where we left off. The other episode was getting kind of long, but we're still in Las Vegas, and we're going to pick up right where we left off. Alright guys, I am back. It's about 3 hours later. I got my work stuff taken care of, took care of my couple meetings, and actually it's about 4 hours later, I guess, and came downstairs. Playing table, and immediately down 1,500, then like 1,800, and I'm like, oh man, we're gonna start doing this again. So just hung in there, stuck with it, didn't panic, took my time, and eventually got it back and got ahead slightly, and decided to take a break. But I was down almost 2,000 within 5 minutes, and then spent 45 minutes getting it back, and ended up walking away ahead 100. So plus 100, I mean, that's not great, but at least we got it back, and at least we're getting off to an okay start, if not a great start, to this day. I did get probably 20-minute rest just in a chair, because I didn't want to miss my meeting. And so right now I'm feeling okay. I'm sure it'll hit me this afternoon. Tried to call my friend, but he was still sleeping. So they do sleep a lot. I envy them, actually. But let's move on here. We're going to go stop at one more place, and then we'll head back to our hotel, see if we can get him going. I do have a meeting coming up in about an hour and a half, and I'm hoping to get that canceled. If I can get that canceled, then I'm done for the rest of the day. Yesterday worked out perfectly with the PC in the room. I was active the whole day, and then like 2 minutes after 5 p.m. local time, where work is, pulled the plug on the mouse jiggler thing, and that was perfect. So that all worked out. Looked like I was sitting in front of the computer all day. So anyway, right now let's continue on to our next stop here, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, while it's on my mind here, I wanted to mention something. Yesterday, when I was playing, one of the stops that I made was the Venetian, and actually played the Palazzo and the Venetian. And if you remember, last time I was there, I went to get a player's card, and it was like this big ordeal where they had to call surveillance, and if you remember that episode, it was like this big deal. We couldn't figure out what the problem was, and then she finally called up. She had to wait a few minutes, and then they gave me a card. They said, that's fine. So then I played at the Palazzo, and no issue. They put me in, no issue, didn't have to call anybody. I went to the Venetian, I bought in, and he gets on the phone immediately. And, you know me, I don't hold back, so I'm like, so what was the phone call about? And he said, oh, there's a note on your account to call surveillance. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. That's the same thing they said last time when I was getting a player's card. I wasn't even playing anything yet, and that was on there. So I said, okay. He said that he called them up, and they said that they don't see any flags, so you're fine. I'm like, well, can we get that removed? And he said, okay, let me see. He calls them, and he said, I told them, and they say they're going to do it, but they're a whole different entity than us, and they never listen to us anyway. So I'm probably stuck with that on there. So maybe just use it for machines only. I guess I'm still going to have to deal with it when I get new cards, because I think with their cards, when they expire, they make you go get another one. So I don't know. Maybe my time there is limited. Who knows? Right now, we're going to move on to another place. Talk to my friend. He's going to be taking care of something first, and then he's going to call me. I'm going to be kind of away from the car, so when he calls me, I may have to run back to the car because a lot of these places, they don't have parking, so I may have to run back to the car and head over his way to get on that game. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, back at the room. I made 2 stops, and first one, absolutely nothing. No tables, no slots, nothing. And then second stop, I did make a couple bucks. I made $67 on slots, so still not much happening. But I'm back in the room right now and getting ready to leave, and should be gone the rest of the day. So feeling okay. We'll see how it goes, but so far, kind of a slow start. We had a little bit of a scare earlier, but everything worked out okay. And I'll come back and update you here real soon. All right, guys, I am back, and it's been slow, but we're about to kick off some bigger things here. Since I talked to you last, I went to a casino and played blackjack and got completely buried for about half an hour before things started turning around. I was able to get my money back and get out of there. I had someone waiting for me too, so that wasn't very good. I thought I'd just pop in for a short time and make some money and jump out, but that didn't work out the way I liked. And then moved on to another casino. We were checking out some other stuff. I only made a couple bucks there. And then we moved on to another one that I had never been to before. And I played some slots in there and made $298 on the slots. Now, at this point now, we are going to pick somebody up and take care of some things, and then we're going to head out and hopefully find a good game to play tonight, and we'll go from there. So everything's going well, just taking it one step at a time. It's already late in the day. It's already 6 o'clock almost. So we got to get moving here. I've been awake forever, but I'm feeling good still. Just got a nice Gatorade here. Eat an apple. I feel good. So right now we're about to get a few things done, and then we'll finish out the day. Hopefully we'll make some good money. This game is worth a lot, but we just got to be able to make it happen. I'll be back. All right, guys. I am back. It is midnight. Just got back to the room. Pretty tired. Trying to think the last time I talked to you, what we talked about. I believe I had just made $298 at a place, and then my friend was with me. We had to walk quite a ways to get back to his car. We did that, and then we went to another casino and looked around there for a while. Not really much going on. Ended the session down $43. We went to our actual goal casino, the place we were trying to make the most money. I walked around and looked at slots while he scouted out the other stuff, and then I ended up making $74, and we were able to play for a little while, and actually things went pretty decent. Not exactly to EV, but pretty good for the amount of time that we got to sit at the table. EV is actually super high, but it was a lot better than the way things went yesterday. And then we went to one more place, and I ended up ahead $5 there. But overall, it's been really kind of a rough day. Not as bad as yesterday, but as far as how tired I've been today, you know, I kind of didn't check in with you guys much at all, but a lot of today was spent walking and going from place to place, scouting things out. So tomorrow is going to be more of a spend time actually playing day. So we should make more money tomorrow, but things actually went pretty well today considering the amount of walking we had to do. So today I actually got about 25,209 steps in, so that's high for our trip. And actually I was seated at tables a lot of the time, so it would have been more. And man, are my legs sore. So right now I'm going to sit in the room for about 10 or 15 minutes and just kind of take a breath. I'm going to go back downstairs and hopefully make a little bit of money, then come back up here and get a few hours sleep because I have an early meeting tomorrow morning. So we'll get some sleep, we'll get that thing knocked out, and then we'll have the rest of the day to do whatever, and all day tomorrow to do whatever. I'll be back. All right, I know yesterday we didn't do the 1776 countdown, so we're going to do that right now. So this is the 1776 countdown, where I count down the top 1,776 reasons why I love this country. And today we're going to be talking about two more armed forces, or two more branches of the armed forces. And we're going to talk about the United States Marine Corps, which was founded way back November 10th, 1775, and their mission is rapid response operations, and lots of times they're sent into conflicts or humanitarian crises or a lot of covert operations and things like that. And something that a lot of people don't realize is it is actually part of the Department of the Navy. So although it's a separate military branch, the Marine Corps operates under the Department of the Navy. And their motto translated into English is always faithful. And their nickname is the Leathernecks. The name came from the high leather collars worn on Marine uniforms way back in the 1700s and the early 1800s. Their emblem is the eagle, globe, and anchor, and this symbolizes the Marine service around the world on land and sea. If you think about the Marine Corps, you think about boot camp being extremely demanding, which it is, and their core values are honor, courage, and commitment. And of course, we have the best Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, Marines, and Coast Guard of anywhere in the world. And the Marine Corps are such an important part of the armed forces. We couldn't do it without them, honestly. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the United States Coast Guard, which was founded back in August 4th, 1790. So we're going to be still talking about Air Force and Space Force next time. I wanted to group those together. But going back to the U.S. Coast Guard, it actually operates under the Department of Homeland Security. So that's during peacetime. That can be transferred to the Department of the Navy during wartime. So their primary mission is to protect the coastlines of the United States and enforce all the sea maritime laws. They're also responsible for search and rescue operations, homeland security, environmental protection, and maritime safety. So you might run into them at some point. They might inspect a boat or whatever. Search and rescue, obviously, a major part of what the Coast Guard does, and they actually save thousands of people every year. They play an important role in stopping illegal drugs from entering our country by intercepting smugglers while they're still at sea. And here's something that people don't think about. The Coast Guard actually breaks ice in the Arctic, the Antarctic, way down there, and even the Great Lakes, while supporting research and national security. So they actually will chop up the ice so that other ships can get through. And their motto, translated into English from Latin, is always ready. And again, humanitarian, military missions, all that. Lots of times when we have disasters, hurricanes, floods, stuff like that, the Coast Guard will step in to help. So really cool. I mean, the more I dig into the 1776 project, the more I'm reminded about how great this country is, and it is really, really true. When I talk about there's so many different reasons why I love this country, and this is just another example. I don't want to wrap up this episode quite yet. I'll be back. So I was saying I don't want to wrap up this episode quite yet. Um, I'm going to head back downstairs and take a look around a little bit more. I probably will not get to play tables right now, which is fine because usually if I stay somewhere, I don't want to play tables there. It doesn't make sense for me to expose myself, and they have my name, all my information, all that. So we'll just probably be playing slots. I think my legs hurt too much right now to walk somewhere else or even to drive somewhere else right now at this point. So I'll probably just take a glance down there. And, it is possible I might play some poker. But I think it makes more sense probably to come back to the room and get some rest for a very early meeting in the morning. So I'll be back to update you. I actually forgot while I'm waiting for this elevator about a blackjack session I had earlier. My friend was waiting for me. Let's see if I can this thing. My friend was waiting for me to finish up, but I found a good blackjack table and sit down, start playing. It's a low limit table. I start playing and I start losing and I start losing and I start losing. It's just been a trend on this trip to just start losing right away and to do your best to claw back and sometimes get there and sometimes not. In this case, it took me a little bit of time and it took me about 5 buy-ins, but eventually, it's not there. Sorry, I was saying so, but eventually I was able to get caught up and actually leave slightly ahead. Not much, but $100. But again, it looked like another disaster coming when you're going straight down with like no winning hands at all. And then things level off, and then you're hoping that things are going to turn around. You're hoping that you're going to get the opportunity to raise your bet at the right time, and it did work out, but pretty annoying at times. So just another example. Hopefully our next 2 days will be a lot better, but so far it's been pretty rough going. Right now we're going to walk around here, look for some opportunities, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, it's a little bit after 2 a.m. Somebody threw some dollar chips in the fountain. That's hilarious. And can barely walk, but we are working on something right now. Hopefully will work. I'm tired. I got a meeting in like 3 hours, 4, whatever, really soon. Barely slept in 3 days. I gotta wait for this because this could be a good one. If this works out, I may have to miss my meeting. It might be that good, so hopefully it works out. But just wanted to pop in and let you know we're still working on it, and I'll come back and hopefully give you some good news. Alright guys, back in the room, and we had some success, but not really much. So, I mean, there's got to be limits to everything, so back in the room, gonna rest here for a little bit, and we'll pick it up, I want to say tomorrow, but can't do that because it's already today. So we'll pick it up here in a few hours. Let me rest a little bit. My back is just killing me. My legs are killing me. And already got over, 25,000 plus 9,000 already for the new day, plus whatever before that, and I hadn't slept. So let's rest up a little bit. We'll catch up in the next episode. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.